All right, next, Shay, let's kick it on down to Oxford, where interesting game here. Ole Miss, red hot Ole Miss facing Tulane. And before you roll your eyes and say, what the hell, Tulane? Remember, they almost beat Oklahoma in the opener. That was a 40-35 game on the road at Oklahoma. They turn around, they beat the hell out of Morgan State, whoever the hell that is, 69-20. And Lane Kiffin says this is an SEC roster that they're facing on Saturday. Shane tried to hold back his laughter here, but
they used to be in the SEC. I mean, that's the only thing I remember.
Maybe that's what Lane's talking about 100 years ago.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no, I really do think with this coaching staff, Willie Fritz, I think is his name, every time there's a coaching search, this guy's name gets mentioned time and time again. They've got Chip Long as their offensive coordinator, who was at Notre Dame, not last season, but the previous time they went to the college football playoff. So they've got some good coaches here. And this is, I think, going to be an interesting matchup here.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. You can't sleep on anybody, Mike. I mean, look at that's Florida State. You know what I'm saying? You can't take anyone for granted. So, but like you said, this was a team week one that we kind of all watched because we couldn't watch. There was another SEC game that's coming on. We had to wait till this thing wrapped up. And I'm like, oh, my God, Tulane's going to win this damn thing. And honestly, if it weren't for a couple of terrible calls, they probably would have. So Oklahoma's not a pushover, so you cannot sleep. I don't think you could sleep on this Tulane team.
I guess going off of that, what stands out about what their offense has been able to do so far? They put up big numbers, but what have they been doing to succeed so well?
Really multiple. Well coached, they cause you issues. Looks like, he's done it at a number of places, but can change week to week and look at what you do and give you problems, not just run plays, like a lot of people do. So, and a really good quarterback that can move again.
Lane, I had noticed this morning that one outlet had graded your offensive line out Saturday as the third best unit in the country over the weekend. That was without your starting center in the lineup. Just what have you thought about those guys up front through the first two ball games?
Well, I don't know what outlet that is, but
Pro Football Focus.
Okay. Well, Pro Football Focus don't know a whole lot about watching film, so no disrespect, but we didn't play real well up front. I know the numbers look good, but tell Pro Football Focus to realize we're running into 5-man boxes most of the time because they're staying deep because of these 3 receivers. So you're supposed to be able to run into that. We got beaten pass protection in one-on-one matchups. Quarterback had to get rid of the ball early, so I was not pleased how we played up front. But what do I know?
A couple weeks ago, Spencer Rattler, after they played Tulane, said it was like the most physical team he had ever gone against. Does that come through on film?
It does, and like I said, they got a lot of good-looking players. They start different guys in 2 weeks on defense. They rotate them in. It really looks like they have 22, 24 players they feel really good about. And that's a good thing to have, because they stay fresh and probably had a lot to do with how well they played in the second half versus Oklahoma. And really they gave up no big plays in this last game until the end when it was out of hand and, it looked like a third team was in. So they're really good. You can't go on past. Different years, different games don't mean anything. Sometimes the week before don't mean a whole lot. But, you look at what these guys have done, they played really well and against some really good players in week one.